Hello, everybody. My name is Hellkaiser, and welcome to a game called Rygar, Battle of Argus. Now, some of you might actually know this game as a different title. This is the Wii version. It came out originally on the PS2 as Rygar, the Legendary Adventure, I believe is what it's called. Uh, I'm a pretty big fan of hack and slash games, as you've seen on the channel. Uh, okay, it's playing a demo. Uh, what's interesting is I played this game as a kid, and I remember it being okay. It wasn't my particular favorite, but what's interesting is this game came out a year after Devil May Cry. This was 2002, and this game originally came out. And God of War came out in 2005. Now, I'd say ultimately Devil May Cry and God of War were much better received. Heck, I'd say the Onimusha sequels and a lot of the other DMC clones probably did better than Rygar did. I don't know about the exact sales figures. But what's interesting is, as you'll see, he's got like a shield. It's called the Disc Armor is his weapon. And it works very similarly to the Chaos Blades from God of War. They got a chain on them, as you can see, and he flings it out in front of him. Very unique weapon. Now, you'll notice that his character, if you played the original PS2 version, I'll try to insert like a picture here, but I probably won't because I'm not good at stuff like this. But originally, he looks different on the front cover of both the American version and the international version, and he's wearing like a brown tunic. He looks more Greek. I don't know why in the Wii version they decided they wanted to make him look shirtless now and kind of tattooed or scarred up. I've not been able to fully tell. They look kind of like tribal tattoos, but they also in places look like scars on his body when you actually get in game, so maybe it's a combination of both. I don't fully know, but I thought I'd play this game. The reason we're playing the Wii version over the original PS2 game, even though I think his hair looks stupid and stuff now, is some of the complaints people had, and I did some research into this when the game first came out, it was the lack of enemy variety, along with a couple other issues. Well, 6 years after the game came out, 2008 is when this game was released, they added, aside from his remodel, they added some new levels apparently, some new gimmicks, not much involving the Wiimote. You can only play this with a Wiimote and a nunchuck. You can't use the Gamepad Pro or whatever it was called. But it's very minimal motion from what I understand. And so I just decided to play this. They also fixed the enemy problem of it having very little enemy variety by adding like 5 or 6 different types of enemies, as far as I know, and a couple other things. Now, here's another interesting thing, though. If you are a collector of these types of games, or if you're a fan of them, when Rygar first came out of the PS2, I don't have the review scores in front of me. It did pretty good. It got like 70 out of 100 or 80. So it's 7s out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, that kind of stuff. But when it came out on this version on the Wii, I can't find many reviews, but I did find one from IGN at the time. So take this with a grain of salt. But they claimed it just hadn't aged good in the last 6 years. But they did compliment on the improvements. So it's one of those things where they gave it a worse score, but they said it was better than the original. So if you have the money and you want to buy both and compare them, that's up to you. I'm using the Dolphin emulator, and I'm using an Xbox controller. I've remapped all the controls to this. Hopefully will work without issue. I've tested the game up to the first save point, so if there's any issues further than that, then we'll have to work them out together. But it does work. It runs at 60 FPS, and if you want to know like my settings, I don't know all the settings. I'm using the DirectX 11 a renderer, or Direct 3D 11, I'm sorry, a renderer. I've got it on 3 times internal resolution, so it's running at 1080p. No anti-analyzing, nothing like that. Just pretty much basic settings, just so I don't overstress it or nothing like that. I've never had a lot of good luck with Dolphin emulator. I've had better luck with the PCSX2 emulator that we use for Gungrave. But I've been testing Dolphin out a lot lately. This is like version 5.0-116101 or something like that. It's up there in the corner. Uh, Lately, Dolphin's become a very powerful emulator. I'd say if you're a fan of older games, Dolphin's one of the best ways to do it. They have a wiki that shows you all the issues with the games, how to deal with those issues. Very, very good community behind it. I highly recommend this emulator. But do everything legally. Do not use any, illegal methods. I own a copy of Rygar, Battle of Argus. All I am doing is using this to enhance it and to use a better control scheme and a more preferable way. Especially because Nintendo themselves made that statement. I don't know if you've seen it. That all remaining Wiis are going to fail in 2023. So if their hardware isn't working that's supposed to play the game, then they're encouraging people to play their games in other ways, even though they'll slap a lawsuit on you. So there's a gladiator mode, which is literally just Bloody Palace, pretty much, from Devil May Cry. And in terms of options, here's something I've saw that's weird. You have an okay, that is extremely loud. You have an anti-analyzing that you can set from 1 to 3. I've never seen anything like that in a game before in my life. Or at least on a Wii game, I should say. Okay. New game. Get ready for some weird voice acting and some even weirder opening crawl.
The kingdom of Argus, where the lions of the sea live, is now dominated by Imperial Rome. Here is where the story begins.
Okay, so it's supposed to be next to Egypt?
A warrior of Argus who has nothing left but the will to fight. I have established myself as a mighty gladiator. I have no family.
This is a sequel to the NES game Rygar, in case you didn't know that as well. It is a sequel. Although I don't know how you could be a sequel to an NES game that I'd say most of your audience hadn't played when this game came out, but it is.
Your brave composure brings me peace of mind. While waiting for you, I have suffered a strange and frightening nightmare. A hateful dream where flames fell upon my kingdom and the earth was torn asunder.
Evil overflows and covers the island.
What?
His hair looks so stupid in this version. I don't know why they had to change his models. It looks awful. Okay, big Minotaur looking thing. This is based on Greek mythology, if you couldn't tell.
Is that the monster from my dream?
No, we are Titans, the true rulers of the earth.
I wish I could pause this so I could comment. I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology. I guess I can wait a minute and then I'll explain some stuff to you for all those who's not a big fan of Greek mythology. I've read every book on it. I can tell you almost every story of every god in Greek mythology. Mario! Okay, and now we got to save the princess. See, look at the way his model is. Those look like both scars and tattoos. I don't know what they're supposed to be.
Will you risk your life to fight them?
I would never turn down a fight against evil.
Man, the dialogue is cheesy.
That is good. If indeed you are the one who was destined to come here, I think you are ready for the discarmer.
Discarmer?
Why do they call it discarmer? It's more like disc armor.
Which can be used only by one who knows the true meaning of battle.
And why don't they just call it the Aegis or something like that? So see, you have combos very reminiscent of Devil May Cry. I'm sorry, God of War. And a little bit of Devil May Cry. Very simple combos, very simple movement system. Now, let me explain a couple of things about Greek mythology for everybody who doesn't know about Greek mythology. The Titans were like the parents of the gods. So, like Zeus and Hera, Poseidon, Hades, all of them were the children of a Titan named Cronus. Terra, is what she's called in Rome. Gaia is what she's called in Greek. Was like the mother of Earth and all that. Her and her son populated the world, or her husband's son. Most Greek mythology had a lot of incest in it. But the Titans were wiped out in a battle with the gods. Zeus defeated Kronos, and Kronos swallowed all of his children except for Zeus, so that they couldn't overpower him. So when he killed him, he split him open, and out came Hera and Poseidon and Hades and all them, and they helped him fight off the Titans. So, but they were massive creatures. God of War was terrible with Greek mythology, and I could see where they got some of that from, even though this game wasn't created by them, but it was the forerunner. Greek, God of War is more like a setting of Greek mythology, but not really historically accurate at all to it. I was watching this video from Gameology. If you ever seen their experts react, they kept thinking that Hades was Ares because he's up on Mount Olympus, because he's not an Olympian. But anyway, Titans were massive, and in God of War 3, you see them climbing up to Olympus. That's more accurate. These massive creatures is what you need to see, and even in Percy Jackson and the Olympians and stuff like that, the gods were these towering figures, so you think of them as really tall, but yes, you could shrink them down. They're gods, they can do whatever they want to do. That's the beauty of that medium. But I feel for those to be the Titans, a sexy temptress woman, an angel, and a minotaur don't really reflect what I would consider to be the Titans. You know what I mean? It just seems like you could have done a little bit more in the design there. I can see why people complained a little bit about the design. I got a mini-map, which takes up a good portion of the screen. This is not, I don't think, in widescreen, and I don't think there's a patch or anything to do it. One of the great things about Dolphin, and I'm sorry to keep talking and not start playing, but Dolphin Emulator allows for custom textures. So, for example, a game that we will be playing on the channel eventually, Metal Arms, Glitch in the System. It came out on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. But for some reason, the GameCube version, even though it's more powerful than the PlayStation 2, had worse textures than both the PlayStation 2 version and the Xbox version. And a real game developer from Metal Arms helped make the textures, as far as I understand, for Dolphin to give it the Xbox textures on Dolphin. So, and then there's different ones like Waro World has them, and Skies of Arcadia. I haven't used that many of them. I've just used the Waro World one in the Metal Arms, but the fans go through a lot of trouble to upgrade the textures and some of these old games and stuff like that. And it's got a very great community to this this emulator. And so I don't think there's any custom textures for the Wii games, and this is a Wii game, but you can get some custom textures out there. So if you want to make your games, upscaled and stuff like that, there are things you can do about it. Okay, let's do some exploring. Movement's a little stiff because this is designed, you got to remember, for a D-pad. Okay. 10 build-up points gained by Saphira. I have no idea who Saphira is supposed to be. Now that's where I went before when I stopped, but I want to make sure I didn't miss anything through here. Okay, that's blocked off. Okay, can't do nothing. Okay, so I have a move chart. Crushing Viper, so everything's called snakes. Okay. Plain disc armor. Oh, I got different things. So you got you got a mixture of combos. What's the S button supposed to be? Swing. Oh. Okay, I'm stuck. No. Okay, that's the default. Okay, I'm using the swing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, none of that is actually doing anything. Okay. Start swing. While swinging, rotate the control stick. Like, that seems very complicated. It's not working. It's not doing nothing. Okay, it just does some slightly different attacks. Anyway, it does 2 attacks. And it doesn't even work. And I assure you, it is working. Swing the Wiimote. How are you supposed to swing exactly? While snapping, release A to snap. While snapping, swing the Wiimote. What does it consider snapping? Okay, A is snap. So it wants me to go A, and then swing. Okay, none of that does anything, so it's broken. It doesn't work. Okay, I can't strengthen. I got a map, but it doesn't... I can't do nothing, but I can't strengthen, I can't equip, so nothing else to do there. Like I said, I haven't really tested it. I just played past this first battle arena to see how the frame rate would hold, and so far it has held, so I'm going in blind. I've never played this version before. I just saw it was on Amazon for 15 bucks and thought it'd be kind of fun to play. Ow. So far I'm fighting bugs. Not very Greek mythology so far. Like I said, God of War, which we will get to eventually on this channel, wasn't exactly accurate. This is where I ended it before. But however, it did try to at least have, I would argue, a very good styling to it. At the time, I'd say it was more mature than any other PS2 game on the market. But it didn't really... To me, Devil May Cry was always the superior series. Even though I was a huge fan of Greek mythology, it's just, that's who I was. Defense power increased by Divine Shield. Okay. Okay, I'm able to smash up stuff. Man, the game is very loud. Okay, there's statues. Can I go past the statues? Not really. Well, they got the nude statue thing down. Can I? Yes, I can take that. Oh, we got a new enemy type. Man, everything dies very quickly. Okay, we got different rooms we can come in and out. Which way did we come in from? Okay, that's where I smashed that thing up. Okay, that's the well, like where we came in from. Okay, there's not really anything here. I understand the game's like trying to get you settled in. There isn't really no tutorial or nothing, which I like. It's 4 buttons on the Wii in total. That's including the nunchuck here. Okay, this is a completely... So, what's the difference between these areas? I don't know what's I don't want to go to progression and miss something important. Oh, and in case you're wondering how long this game is, let me pull it up for you and I can tell you. Rygar, Battle of Argus. How long to beat. The game is roughly, according to Nintendo Power, 8 to 10 hours. When you actually look at how long to beat, it says main story 5.5 hours, main and extra about 7 hours. So about the length of our Devil May Cry playthroughs. There's a tunnel through to the other side. You need a special power to get through. What? I can get down on my knees and get through there. He can just crouch a little bit. He doesn't even have to get down on his knees almost. He could just crouch under that. I hate it when games do. To me, as a person who's played video games my whole life, not as a developer, but as just someone with common sense in the media, my idea is that, what the heck are you supposed to be? Everything dies very quickly. Stuff that's just common sense that most people would think, well, he can just crawl under that. You shouldn't make that into abilities. Because it makes you look kind of like you're just being petty, in my opinion, with the player. Like, I can't jump up there. I need to get something to clear it when it's a waist-high wall and stuff like that, which is very goofy. So can I actually do anything? No, I still can't. I still can't do anything with that. But I do have a defense upgrade. Now my attack is 1 and my defense is 2. So do I upgrade my attack just by using these points? I just gained 100 points from that. Or do I find random things hidden in the walls and stuff? What the heck is that supposed to be dangling down? These fixed camera angles are a little weird because they're very tight. Okay, I'm guessing gold ones upgrade my strength. It looks like it upgraded my strength. You can now get through the narrow space by sliding. Control pad down. Okay. That's a very odd way of... Okay. So he had to slide when he couldn't crawl, but he can slide. See what I mean? Stuff like that is very stupid to me. Oh wow, we got 2 enemies that die in 2 hits this time. There is no difficulty setting either. You guys saw me start that. See, there is no difficulty options. And when the game started, it just started. So it's got like a fixed difficulty. This isn't like an easy mode or Dante must die or anything like that. It's just I keep hitting X on my controller because I'm so used to X or Y being the buttons. I should have probably programmed them to that. I programmed it to A. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. Oh, you look like a big guy. Am I even hitting him? I'm supposed to slide underneath him, is it? Ain't I? Yes, that's literally what I'm supposed to do. He went down in 4 hits. Oh, but he's not dead. Man with guts and honor, I like that. So he dies in 8 hits. You've got to be kidding me. So now I got a life increase. So I get... I seem to be getting upgrades very quickly. This game's kind of odd. It's been years since I played the original PS2 version too, so I don't really have much to compare it with. I didn't play it in advance for like what do you call it? Research into this game. I just decided to play it because it looked pretty decent. Maybe I should go back and play it for like a comparison's sake. But to me, this just is a very strange game. Like I said, I'm not going to be super critical of it because number one, this is probably just a very low-budget remake of a very early hack-and-slash character action game, however you wish to word this. Yay, I found another defensive statue. Oh, that's a life statue. So these could have random drops in it. It's not set in stone. So now, what is defense? If I have increased life and I have increased defense... Oh, you're big. Okay, you're Cyclops. At least we got some enemy variety. You know? People did complain, like I said, about the enemy variety. So it's nice to see that so far they are trying maybe to throw some extra stuff at us. I have a guard button. But I'm hitting it, and I don't know if this guy's just too big. Let's try it. Guard. Okay, so it kind of delays. Okay, so we got a holy sword power increase. Is this where I'm supposed to go? The camera is so wonky in this game. It is sealed. Can't break that. I'm down to half health. I have no idea how to restore my health. I will say this, just to be upscaled to 1080p, it isn't bad looking to be a PS2 game ported to the Wii, because think about it, that means it really got no graphical upgrades whatsoever, I would say. Because the Wii had no power. Maybe a little bit more power than the PS2, to be fair. Just a little. Oof. I think I'm going to redo the control scheme before we start back. In the next episode, maybe rebind A and B on the controller to X and Y or something like that for light and heavy, because having it on A and B is kind of confusing to me. I've gotten hit a couple... Okay, so apparently I picked up something that restored my health. I can't tell the orbs apart. They're like a shade of color different, and it's so light of a shade, it barely shows. I really hate this new design for Rygar. I like how it's kind of poofed out. It kind of looks like Father Nier a little bit from, the US version of Nier, Nier Gestalt. But it's so poofed up on the top. It kind of looks like, I can't remember the main character's name of Final Fantasy 12, but kind of looks like Final Fantasy 12. Okay, what's this unicorn statue going to do for me? Okay, strong fella. Couldn't he have just spun that around? Okay, explain to me how that works, game. I still would like to know how this whole... I still can't get the game to swing, and my swing is set up on this controller for the right analog stick. I don't know why... I guess they expect you to jump over these, but you can just run along the side and not even get touched by them. Man, the camera angles are kind of jarring, to put it nicely. Okay, back over here. I wonder if we'll get attacked on the way. Yep. What the heck? He didn't even hit me. It's just where it spawned in, apparently. It did some damage. But I can decapitate it in one hit. I don't even hit buttons to go through doors. He just goes automatically. Okay, nothing there. Got nectar. Life restored. Tablet. Stone tablet. Legend of the Titans. Okay, can I use that? Okay. Oh, it's a story thing. In the beginning, a ray of light tore through the chaos. Gods, the masters of the light, and Titans, the family of darkness, were born at the same time as the sky and the land were created. Okay, that's definitely not correct Greek mythology. Titans were ugly, distorted creatures because their only pursuits were to attack, devour, kill, and breed. That sounds more like the real Greek gods. The gods detested the Titans and exiled them into Tartarus. Okay, now that is correct. Then the gods made humans by giving life to clay dolls they created in images of themselves. Through the Titans, though the Titans had long been dead, their shadows filled the earth with evil and darkness. Amongst the humans there came those who pledged their loyalty to darkness by eating of the few remaining bodies of Titans that were left on earth. Because of this, those weak in mind became Titans with no brain. What? Those who had strong minds became new members of the family of darkness. They had the bodies of Titans and the reasons of humans. That's why we call them demons. A wicked heart is the source of power for the demons, and some say that the power of demons sometimes even exceeds that of the Titans. Month of the Balance. Whatever, we can barely see the name on the last part of this document because it's been scratched out. So it's supposed to be, it looks like Aristotle. So, first off, Titans and gods were not born at the same time. The Titans, their children were the gods. So there's a direct lineage. Titans never represented evil exactly. Realistically, this whole, their only desire was to devour, attack, kill, and breed thing is more fitting of the Greek gods. Because if you've read stories of Greek mythology, Zeus was a horny old bastard. He ran around on Hera all the time. He didn't ever see... Greek mythology itself says Zeus never saw a woman that he didn't want. He was that type. Poseidon, I can't remember who it was. Some woman, object of his desire at the time. He chased, and she turned into some sort of thing similar to a horse or something like that. And he kept turning into different animals, and they kept having children, or like the forms or something. I can't remember the story exactly, word for word. The forms that he kept taking or whatever became the horse, and then like the giraffe, and all these different types. Donkeys that were like the mutilated children of their weird coupling while they were in horse form. And Zeus turned into a snake and turned into a bird and everything else to reach one woman. I think that was Artemis and Apollo's mother. And in one story, he was with one woman, and Hera saw him and came running down from Olympus to beat up her brother. And he turned the woman into a cow and said, "Look, honey, it's just a cow." And then she got smart and said, "Give it to me." And she locked it up and had her guardian watch after the woman so he couldn't turn her back. Different stories like that. That's about all they cared about, was breeding and sleeping around. They didn't like humans. I believe it was a Titan. Prometheus was a Titan, if I'm not mistaken, who gave us fire. So the Titans were nicer to us than the gods were. The gods just wanted our worship and didn't want us being intelligent in any way. People thought, like, when the sea was raging or the sky was thundering, that Zeus or Poseidon was mad. And, they blamed tragedies. The Greeks didn't like their gods. They feared them. And so having it be like the gods are the good guys are not exactly accurate in any way. I know that sounds stupid to sit and complain or try to give a history lesson, and I'm sorry if anybody doesn't like it. Just for a while, I actually thought about becoming a history major in college and maybe becoming like a professor of Greek mythology. I love Greek, Roman mythology. I've studied Norse mythology. I have studied Egyptian mythology. Essentially, almost every form of mythology I have studied to some extent. I know the stories of a lot of these gods and characters. I've studied Japanese mythology, Chinese mythology. Okay, now this guy actually looks more like me. I wish I had like a dodge roll or something here. He's even got like an Argus shield like me. He looks more like the original model for Rygar. Okay, he's got like a super mode now. And he's got a much better shield than I do. So I just gotta wait for him to attack and get an opening, essentially. I got 10 points for that. Now that was actually not that bad of a battle. I wish some of the others would be more like that. I got 10 points. When do I get to use these build-up points? Okay, this is apparently a dead end. Okay, this is something different. Crap, I'm bringing the roof down on myself. Okay, that's a cup. Life restored. Did I even lose any life there? I give the man credit, he's strong, but he seems like he's doing that the hard way. Okay, apparently I unlocked the room. Okay, I don't have like a lock on or nothing. I just gotta hope that he hits the target, and he's not really doing that super well. There we go. Why did I get 100 points for that enemy? I could have swore one of these walls was making like the cracking noise, like it was gonna break, or had some dust coming up off of it. Apparently not. Oh, whoa! Hello. Okay, man, I'm just destroying this entire place. Dang! I just walked through that time. Yeah, let's just bring this entire place down on top of our heads. That's intelligence. Okay, didn't I come... Yeah, that's where I came in from. It's kind of hard to tell where I'm going at times. Am I supposed to, like, jump up that? No, he won't jump up that. I can't destroy these pillars. That's a very impressive blood texture right there. Okay, slide down. Whoa! Okay, why is he hitting the bloody wall? Hit the thing. That would actually look kind of cool. Okay, can I jump past this or anything? Okay, I can jump up there. The lion statue resonates with the disc armor. Memories of past battles are awakened. Okay, save. There we go. So can I, like, access the strengthen? No, I still can't strengthen. So maybe it's just something a little later in the game that lets me do that. Okay, should I go up there yet? Is there anything, like, over... Nope, there's nothing else. These camera angles make it kind of different. It makes the area look like there's more to it. But then you can't really explore it. Okay, I'm back on the surface. Maybe first boss battle? Now that's more like it. I don't know why they're joined together. Hexa... I can't pronounce that, I'm not even gonna try. Whoa. It'd be nice if I had a roll. I guess you could consider my slide. Does that actually do damage upon hit? Yes, it does. So my slide counts as a hit. Crap. Because his moves are uninterruptible, I can't make him dodge. And it's very hard to tell when, like, that thing's gonna hit. Okay, that... I can't dodge that. I gotta jump it. And I didn't time it right there. Man, I'm just getting my arse handed to me. Okay, I did something there. Oh, they got, like... zombies and tentacles. Yeah, I don't understand why they're comparing the Titans to zombies, essentially, in this game. For crying out loud. Okay, that's it. I'm gone. Okay, so at least that explains why they gave me a save place right there. Can I, like, slide under this? How am I supposed to get, like, over there? Because there's no way over there from here. Maybe I'm supposed to get there with some power later. I don't know. But up I go for now. I can't skip this. See, I don't understand, like, the conjoined bits and all that. Yeah, it's a decent looking design, but it's kind of marred by the fact that it doesn't really look like what it's trying to represent, I think. Okay, this thing seems to be the safest bet to try to protect myself, because I can dodge most of the attacks and stay safe right here. Okay, I've got him in zombie mode, or fleshy mode. I kind of like the idea. You can tell this is like taken from the Mundus fight, you know, from DMC. But I kind of like the idea of, like, the Titans or the Greek gods, you know, being encased in stone, you know, like their statues that, you know, you see all the time when you go, like, to the Parthenon and places like that. And, you know, like, as you hit them, they're real flesh or something, kind of a monstrous side to them shows. I like the concept, but it doesn't really translate well in the idea of they're just zombies is what it ends up being. Or demons, or whatever they want to call it. And by the way, you can't become a god or anything else
We're in a fight to the death.
just by eating the flesh in Greek mythology.
Warrior of Argus, representative of the people.
Why she got like a Egyptian symbol? On her hand, it looked like she had the Eye of Horus.
That way leads to the very heart of Argus, the Elysian Shrine, where lies the graves of our very bravest warriors. Argus has finally fallen into their hands. But I will fight to the death for Argus and the princess.
Somebody get me a spit roast, because there is a ham that needs cooking right here. Could he just do it a little bit less? First off, if it was the original character model with the brown hair and the Greek outfit on, maybe I could take it a little less, you know, it's goofy. Here, he looks like an anime character, and he's talking like a bad English dub of an old anime, you know what I mean? Just that the dialogue has that very budget feel to it, and you can't help but kind of laugh at some of it. I don't mean to make fun of this game too harshly, because like I said, it's a 2001... Okay, where the heck am I? Okay, I didn't want to do anything like that. I want to go back up if I can. I just was trying to explore a little bit. I don't want to end up going someplace and not knowing where the heck I'm going. We've only got about 15 minutes or so left. I guess I go forward for now. My mini-map isn't showing in this area. Okay, I got another ancient tablet. The tale of Hetrachron... She just said it, but I still can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. Have you ever seen... I'm going to do my best. Hetratronikes. Have you ever seen the wicked life that permeates into the stone statues of the gods? They are the gathering of Titan's blood that does not have its own body. This way, even if the Titans lose their original bodies, as long as their blood remains, they can revive with any material, including stone, to form a new body. The strange flesh we see in Hetratronikes is proof of the vitality of the Titans. When the Titans come back to life on Earth again, destroy all stones polluted with their blood. Stone statues, stone pillars, shrines, destroy all the evidence of civilization which humans had brought about with their intelligence. Perplexity will increase the number of Titans. If Titans are revived, it will cause a war for their existence between humans and Titans. Give up your perplexity, destroy everything is the only way for humans to survive. So that, but if they can come back in any materials, they could use steel, they could use cloth, maybe. Okay, so I don't really know exactly what I'm like exploring at this point. There was an area down there, I don't know if it just... Well, since this dropped me off here, I guess I can check. This isn't the same place I was, so is this something different, or is this just the same place I was? You need special power to push the box, so I can't go that way. Okay, so I can go up into the... up and forwards. What about down and left? Okay, this is just a big circle. So how exactly did I get here? He just saw the sorceress, essentially shook his fist, said, "I'll get you for this," and then was here. Not really a lot of context. I got nectar, life restored. Was there any reward for destroying that? I mean, it's cool that you can destroy it, but it serves absolutely no purpose if there's no reward to be gained from just smashing everything up. I still can't use my map. Is this anything over here? It took me to some area. I still have no idea. Okay, if he would just be able to lock on. Is there anything... Was that just like a punishment for falling, or is there actually anything here? I have no idea. The environment design is alright. It's not nothing good, it's not nothing bad. It's just, it's very difficult to fully understand, like, where I'm, you know... Especially now that they're taking the map from me, there's a lot of areas that kind of samey, and these camera angles, see, aren't helping that situation very much. You found a stone chunk of the future. Something in the distant future has changed. What does that do for me? Is that like anything in the items? No. See, there's a lot of stuff, but it doesn't really make sense as to why some of this stuff is here. You get what I'm saying? It's very cryptic in an unnecessarily cryptic way. Huh. Garyon Hill. See, those things just hurt you by jumping out. But my guy moves like a tank and he doesn't stop immediately. Okay. Nectar. Why does it look like blood if it's supposed to be nectar? They could have just called it ambrosia. But... like I said, I never played the original NES game. Is Rygar like a demigod or something like that? Or a god? Maybe he is. Okay. All the statues are destroyed. Can I destroy these down pillars? Yes, I can. I feel like I'm just blowing up this place that he's supposed to trying to save. Okay, that's up. But what's down over here? Am I earning anything by having my score multiplier go up? Like, it's not like, you know, cool or smoking or anything like that. So it's not like it's easy to tell if I'm earning extra rewards for, like, dealing multiple hits or anything. Okay, defense is up by the divine shield. You know, let me explain another thing to you. Whenever you're given like an item like red orbs or souls or anything like that in the game, being able to know what exactly that item is doing for you is pretty much important to game design. Maybe there's a manual that explains all this, but you know, you shouldn't have people, because back in the day, you know, people didn't have internet and manuals like Gungrave. There's no explanation for the controls, you know, in-game in Gungrave. There's no tutorial when we played that game. So if you didn't have the manual to explain certain things to you, you just up creek without a paddle. I have a feeling that's something I'm going to need that I ain't got. Okay, so up the stairs we go. Is there anything down here? There's an area down there, but I don't know if I'm going to go there or not. Okay, more of those things. One thing I'm going to notice is it's not the lack of enemies that's kind of my problem so far. Because there is, you know, now at least a few different enemies here and there. My problem is that the enemies only come in like groups of 3, but you deal so much damage that 3 enemies is not even, you know, a warm-up to you. I do like how your shield can pick up items from a distance. That was a nice touch. I don't know if that was in the original or not, but, you know, that was added in this remake or remaster or whatever you want to call it. Definitive edition. Insert that here. It is sealed. So I'm supposed to find something to unseal it. That. How do I... Do I smash this? Crap, that'll do. Can he... Okay, now he can go. I don't understand what these statues are supposed to be. How does turning a unicorn and seemingly... That's not even facing that door. Do anything. It isn't like, you know, these are like protective sigils, it could say, and the sigils have been all misaligned or something, you know. Maybe he's realigning them properly, but it never shows what he's doing. He just turns it a couple of inches, and then it's all good to go suddenly. Okay, I got a lot of sealed doors here. Okay. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go to unseal these doors. I guess down. Yeah, here's how you unseal one. Okay, turn another one of these. See, it makes no sense. They're already glowing. This time, at least, he's turned that one more towards the door, but it's still not facing the door. And that's not even the right door, then. I thought it was that door up there. So there's a lot of things that just seem like they're there, because it looks cool, but it serves no actual purpose. I'm not trying to be critical, because like I said, I try to be gentler on games that, you know, they're old, you know, they did their best for the time. Like, the original Devil May Cry is not my favorite in the series. I feel like, you know, I've seen videos after I did my playthrough of the original DMC. Like, I didn't know you could charge your guns. I didn't know that, you know, there was some hidden mechanics here and there that you could do on certain bits of the game. Like, that you could charge up, if you had Ifrit, you could charge up the punch and then hit the Devil Trigger gauge at the exact perfect timing and do like a double damage hit and almost one hit KO somebody like Phantom. There was a lot of hidden mechanics in that game, and maybe it's just because as a kid I never knew them, and then as an adult when I played the game, you know, I just never really, like I said, I played DMC3 far more than I ever played. Okay, I got an attack power increase for coming over here. I never really played the original again, but I was surprised by just how much I didn't know. You know, and it was one of my favorite lengths for a game. Just a nice 4 to 6 hours. You know, that's a sweet spot. You know, you can do that in a couple of... I generally play for about 2.5, 3 hours a night. Just playing for fun. And so to me, I don't want something that's... I found something that changes the future. I don't want something that takes me weeks on weeks to finish, especially if I'm not particularly enjoying them. So sometimes you just want to sit down, have a little bit of fun, and to me those kind of games are good, and I like the idea that this game's about the same length. But it's just one of those that seems kind of like it's clunky. When you played the original Devil May Cry, it was such a good game. And then God of War, which came out 2 years after this game, that stuff like Chaos Legion, which was okay, and insert Devil May Cry, Clone Castlevania, Lament of Innocence, and all that stuff, all feel like cheap knockoffs of a vastly superior title. And so this one just kind of feels the same way. It feels like if you're really itching for that PS2 hack and slash, it feels better than some, but it's not what I would consider to be the cream of the crop. Maybe it'll get better as I go along. It just seems like in an hour, I have a lot of questions about some of the game's systems, and I'm not getting answers on that. I'm just running around smashing pillars. And the difficulty is, like, DMC had a bad problem on the PS2. The original and the third game had the Japanese difficulty switch, you know, the hard mode switch with the standard difficulty for America. And that was DMC 1, too, from what I understand. It wasn't just DMC 3. That's why it felt so much easier when I played through it. Okay, am I supposed to do something here? I guess I'm supposed to do something here. That's why it felt so much easier. Okay. The camera angles are making this so difficult to actually understand where I'm going and what I'm doing. I have no idea where to go. I'm just running around. Everything is sealed off. I have no map telling me where to go now. There's like apples or something hanging in the air, and I guess I'm supposed to be able to claw hook onto them. But I don't know how to do that, because the game hasn't bothered to show me any of this. I legitimately don't know what is progress. The music's epic, and it's, you know, like it's preparing me for a big battle or something, but I have no idea what the game is wanting of me. Whoa. Can I make that jump? Huh. No, I cannot. This is just that place where I just was, wasn't it? So am I supposed to unlock like a double jump? My combo meter drains so quickly too that it's hard to get a good combo up. Essentially, it's one combo, but because your weapon can phase through enemies, it counts or something, I guess. I don't know. All I know is I think I'm done for tonight with this game. I think I'm going to have to look up a guide to figure out where I'm going next time I play. Okay, we already been there. So I can't go on that bridge. So I guess the only way forward is through that door where I was, this way. But there was also stuff back that way, through the other place where I came in. So I'm so confused, I don't know where I'm going. Does the map... does the map say anything? There's like flashing symbols everywhere. I guess that's like sealed off doors. But it's not telling me, like, what is the main... This just says main field. That could mean a lot of things. I don't like stuff like this. I like to... You know, some people claim, well, I enjoy the adventure, figure out where to go. That's good for you, but, you know, like I said, to some people, myself included, I like to just get the show on the road, because games like this, you know, they pad out their length by making you run around. But anyway, I hope you guys are going to enjoy this game. Like I said, it's not going to be very long. This is just another one of those PS2 era games I felt like deserved a little recognition. For this to be 3 years before God of War, it's got a lot of the DNA. It's not made by Sony. I don't know who made this game exactly, but you know, it's actually incredible that when you think about, you know, how innovative God of War was. You know, we wouldn't have quick time events as prevalent in games if it wasn't for... It did the same thing for QTEs that Gears of War did for third-person cover shooters and stuff like that, you know. And in my opinion, it was one of the first steps towards more mature cinematic gaming. And so it's kind of interesting to see that there's other game developers that did it first. That doesn't mean they did it better, but they did it first. I'm kind of interested to see where the story goes. I love Greek mythology, and I love it when people can take a spin on it and make it interesting. Like Hades by Supergiant. I love Supergiant games. I've played Bastion like 100 times. Transistor. I never really played Pyre. I think it was their other game or whatever it was called. But I love Hades, and to me, Hades is a fantastic example of Greek mythology. The designs, you know, the character portraits for the gods all look very well done, in my opinion, of how the characters should look, the way they talk, the animation, everything is extremely well done. The voice acting to the art design. This game kind of seems like it's got a weird story to tell, but I'd like to see what the story is anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.